Rugby league fans, we've been waiting 8 long years for a new rugby league game to come out. Like, the last one was in 2017, and so much has changed in the rugby league space since then. For example, Tyson Frizell's still at the Dragons. I wish he was these days as well, but like Nathan Cleary hadn't fulfilled his potential yet. Like, if Reece Walsh, I don't even reckon he's in this game anywhere. Brian Toto, like, no one had heard of. All these like kind of these crazy storylines and things that were happening. The Tigers at this stage, I believe, still had a glimmer of hope in terms of them leading into the future. But anyway, what we're going to do today is go through and have a look at all the Toyota Cup under 20 sides, have a look through all the team squads and see what players made it at the clubs, what players fell off, which players your club had let go and succeeded at other clubs and that sort of thing. So if you're excited for this video, drop a thumbs up and subscribe down in the comment section, and we'll get straight into it. We'll head over. Obviously, we're going to have I believe anyway, the Brisbane Broncos first. Where are we? Let's go edit clubs into Holden Cup, Brisbane Broncos. Let's have a look at our lineup. Just standard, obviously. Corey Allen at fullback. He was dead set going to be a star at one stage. Was Wayne Bennett coaching? No, he would. Was Wayne Bennett coaching the Broncos in 2017? I think he might have, because I feel like he gave Corey Allen his debut. He was dead set to be a star. But obviously, we got Tony Staxey on the wing at 51 rated, which is dead set ridiculous. Who else we got? Jerome Burns, I believe, is floating around maybe at Souths at the moment. Tristan Hope played a trial game. Who did he play for? I can't remember. But he played a trial game. Scored a try, I believe, as well this season. Keenan Palacia, 52 rated there. Jaden Stewart was dead set going to be a gun. 69 rated. Like, he was like dead set going to be one of the greats at this stage. And he's going pretty good now at the Dragons as well, which I'm pretty stoked about. Paddy Carrigan, 47 rated. You're kidding. He's turning to be an absolute freak. Tommy Flegler here as well. Who else we got around the traps? Kobe Hetherington. Eddie Blacker played a couple games of first grade. Herbie Farmworth. They're 50 rated. Jeez, that's honestly ridiculous. Who else? I feel like there's someone I've just skipped over that we are missing. No, that's all there. I thought Payne Haas might have been floating around the traps in here, but I cannot see him. Just about, it must have just been a little bit off going into the 20 squad there. So Broncos, there's a fair few guys that end up cracking it. And what's crazy with the Broncos team is that, like, a lot of those guys were playing under 20s there, and then went and were in the first grade squad in 2020 when they got the wooden spoon, and then in 2023 when they made the grand final. So a lot of storylines there. Well, then we'll go to the Raiders lineups. All right, Sebastian Chris obviously sticks out as the first one there. Goal kicking at a 51 rated. Emre Gula at hooker. All right, obviously this game is just absolutely bugging, which it's going to be because, yeah, it's an old game. Emre Gula obviously now at the Dragons. He is a prop. Obviously, for some reason he's lined up at hooker here. Got a feeling it's not going to be the first time we see something weird in this video. Jack Murchie, 60 rated. He played for Canberra for a couple of years, went to Parramatta, and now is overseas. Kalani Going, that's another name I recognised. Who else we got here? Michaeli Ravalawa, the GOAT, 51 rated. That's my dog. Paul Roach, he's played a bit of first grade, Paul Roach. Hudson Young sneaking there down the bottom, 55 rated at a hooker. Now, Raiders fans, let me know whether that's legit or not. I feel like he's always been a second rower. Surely Hudson Young was not playing hooker back in the day. The Bulldogs. Who have we got hiding here at the Bulldogs? Jaden Ockenbaugh in the centers, the big Ock. Morgan Harper, Bailey Simonson. A couple of decent outside backs there. Who else we got? Anyone else we know that we're going to recognise here? Elliot Elzarkin, what happened to him? He was meant to be a gun. Played for the Roosters a couple of years ago in the trials, and then I've never seen him since. This Dogs team's kind of lacking. There's no one really here that I actually am too aware of apart from those outside backs there. Interesting. All right. Moving on very quickly, I guess. Now, this Shark side, I believe, anyway, pretty good. Yeah, we've already got a fair few guns here. Sione Katoa for starters. Rolled into Jesse Ramian, who are both now playing first grade on the same side. That's pretty cool if you think about it. Like, if these guys win a comp, it'd be pretty cool. Like, these guys have been coming through for the Sharkies for a very long time. Cole Flanagan, now 79 rated, and I want you to know he was goated when he was playing under 20s. He was one of those guys that was playing under 20s and absolutely killed it. He was one of the best players getting around. Obviously, unfortunately, hasn't really translated into first grade just yet. I mean, he's still like, what, 26? Jack Williams, that's not the Jack Williams that you think it is, who plays for Parramatta now. Blake Brayley as a 70 in under 20s in the hooking spot. absolutely gun as well. Britton Nicola, yeah, thanks for coming. Billy Magoulias was destined to be a gun and then just never really kicked off in the NRL, unfortunately for him. William Kennedy, obviously we know all about William Kennedy. Under pressure a little bit heading into 2025. I still think he's probably the best fullback at the club for this season anyway. For the Sharkies, that might change in the next couple of years with these guns coming through for the Cronulla Sharks. Isaac Lumi, Shell Harbour Stingrays legend. Shout out to anyone watching from the Shell Harbour Stingrays. You're probably not. Who else we got down here? Surely there's another couple of guys that we know. Jamin Salmon, there you go. There's another one. Sharkies Jr. I actually had no idea about that. Very interesting. The weak got a dog himself. How good. All right. Now we go to the Gold Coast Titans. Let's see if they had any guns coming through. Probably not. Philip Sammy. There you go. He's Gold Coast through and through. How good. Philip Sammy is severely underrated as well, by the way. I think he's one of the better, honestly, can be one of the better outside backs in the competition on his day. AJ Brimson at halfback. Interesting. Wouldn't mind that, Tigers fans. Actually look really good in the trials too. If they can play that kind of go-ahead footy during the season, they'll be unreal. But AJ Brimson, very talented player. Max King. Always forget about Maxi King up on the Gold Coast. Ethan Roberts, I feel like, I wonder if that's the same Ethan Roberts that's floating around at the Roosters at the moment. I also got, obviously, Bodawaka. The 51 rated back in the day. Jeez, he's taken off a long way from then, hasn't he? All right, moving on to the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Let's have a look at their lineup. Who have they got? Anyone that we can... Cade Cast. Shout out Cade Cast. Hopefully he's doing well overseas. Who else? That John Tuivai. Yep. John. That's a very familiar name as well. Manasi Fanu. One of the... 62 rated back in the day. He was destined for greatness. Unfortunately, he ruined his career for himself. But yeah, Manasi Fanu. What an absolute freakish talent. Back in the day. Hamola Olakawatu, probably 2 years out of volleyball here. 52 rated. Yeah, again, another guy's come a long way. What an absolute freak of a human being and an athlete these days. Go to the Storm. I wonder if there's anyone lurking in the Storm system in the 20s. Corey Parker. There you go. Middle third. Harry Grant. There you go. 55 rated Harry Grant. That's nuts. He's the best hooker in the comp at the moment, and one of the, honestly, if he keeps going the way he is, I mean, one of the best hookers of all time, and he's 55 rated here. Obviously, Beau Fermor. I actually had no idea that Beau Fermor was at the Storm. That's really surprising. There you go, because I thought because of the Queensland and now playing on the Gold Coast that's just where he was. Very, very interesting. Durability of 28. That's tough. Who else? Anyone else floating around down here? Jaden Hunt. Again, another Dragons legend. Chol. I wish he made it. That's an unreal name. Chol. How good. Moving on to the Was Toyota Cup sides back in the day were actually phenomenal. I think they won it a couple of times, but they were just known for having just massive, huge 4-packs and just freakishly athletic outside backs that no one could really handle. I can see a name, Chanel Harris-Davida. He's on the kicks, has kicked on, 61 rated. I feel like if you're 60 rated in the under 20s back in the day, that was like you're pretty handy. Joseph Vuna is another name that I recognize there. Who else we got? Preston Ricky, okay, as a winger. Again, I don't know how accurate that is. Anyone else getting it? Kyle Iro. Wow. So he's like, what, 24 now? Okay, obviously he never would have played prop unless there was another guy called Kyle Iro. But that's really, wow, that's super interesting. I didn't know he came through at the Warriors. Good pickup from the Sharkies. Anyone else we got? New. There you go. Only a couple of guns from the Warriors 20 side there. This must have been one of their weaker ones that they had because they were really, really good for a long time there. Newcastle Knights. There'll be some guns in here surely. Braden Musgrove played a bit of first grade. Jack Johns when he was playing in the halves. Yep. Tommy Starling. Who else we got? Zach Hosking. Yep. Sami Solo. Brody Jones. Cameron King. I don't know. That's not the Cameron King I'm thinking of. Brody Jones. That's unreal. They've actually got a fair few guns in here. Brody Jones is not even getting a start in this side. Surely we're getting a start over Sam McIntyre. Yeah, wow. And Dylan Clark. And Butterfield. There you go. Heath Gibbs. Is he? No. Again, not the Matt Cooper we're thinking of. All right, we'll move on to the North Queensland Cowboys. Let's see. I feel like Kalen Ponga would have been under 20s up there at this point, which is ridiculous. Jeez, there's some names when we get down to the bottom of the screen here. Anari Tuala. Yep. handy first grader, Jake Clifford. Probably a bit stiff to not be getting the 7th spot this year, although Tom Duffy looks like an absolute freak. Mitch Dunn, he played a couple of games of first grade as a second rower, I believe. Fuimayono, not Tyrell. Emre Perry, I feel like he's played like 3 million games of Q Cup. Corey Horsburgh, what a goat. Absolutely. I reckon he's in for a huge year. His price is like 355k on Supercoach. Get him in your sides. Ruben Cotter, yes, as a hooker. Can you imagine if he was still playing hooker now? He debuted as a hooker, I believe. But Ruben Cotter, one of the all-time dogs in the NRL at the moment, like so tough, and it's just a brilliant player to watch. Love like watching him play. If you're smaller and you're a middle and you're a kid, like just emulate your game of Ruben Cotter and you'll be sweet. Or F at that bloke. Anyone else we got lingering in the reserves? Vladimir Greg. He was destined to be an absolute great back in the day. Again, definitely not a winger. If you know Vladimir Greg, I'm pretty sure he was playing like 128 kilos last year. Not a winger. Speaking of an actual winger though, Murray Taulagi, another absolute gun. We got the last player on the roster here out of all 36 players is the guy's going on to play for Queensland. And he's a regular selection now for the Queensland Maroons. So there you go. Couple guns there for the Cowboys. Heading over to the Parramatta Eels. Hayes Dunster. What an unfortunate story with him with his... Oh, look at their halfback. These things are not accurate at all. Okay, anyway. Poor old Hayes Dunster with his knee injuries. Yeah, was destined for greatness there. Dean Madison of Manly reserve grade 5'8" fame now. Sean Kepi, at least his actual position says lock. Didn't know he was at Para. Very interesting. If he cuts the errors and silly stuff out of his game, then he'll be an absolute gun. Now, this is Stefano Utuikamanu, I believe. It's not. It's his older brother. Yeah. Moving on. Reid Marnie. I don't know why he's not at hooker over Frank Salu. The prop of this game is so bugged, man. Just please give us a new one. Yeah, Reid Marnie there. Obviously, we know what he's going to do at their arch rivals. I feel like Reid Marnie's departure was the beginning of the end for Parramatta. In terms of that good group. Oregon Kafusi as well, absolute gun now at the Sharkies. I reckon he's just getting better and better with every year of footy he plays and is developing into a pretty handy front rower. We've got 38 players here for the Eels, so I reckon we might have a few guns lingering down here, like Ray Stone. Obviously now flying his trade to the Dolphins. He's so cool, man. Greg Marzu. Wow. Did not realise he was at the Eels. Very, very interesting career progression for Greg Marju, going from the Eels to the Titans to the Knights, and absolutely killing it a couple of years ago. Who else we got lingering down here? No one else of note really is kicked on. All right, that takes us now, I believe, Penrith Panthers. Yep, here we are. I'm really interested to see if there's any of these guys that we're watching week in, week out now absolutely carve up in the NRL at the Penrith Panthers. Caleb Aikens, he was destined to be a gun, but Brian To'o, a 53 rated fullback, now the best winger in the comp. There you go. We also got Dean Bloor, played a bit of first grade. Wade Egan, yep, he was a gun out at Penrith and then went over to the Warriors. Imagine if he was still at Penrith. I wonder how good Wade Egan would actually have gotten. Billy Burns, Liam Martin. Wow, imagine playing against these guys when you're coming through the grades. Oh, far out. Mitch Kenny as well. I wonder if there's any guys lingering down here in the reserves. No. Very interesting. Maybe all these other guys are either already in first grade or had like sort of not just come through yet, still playing SJ ball and all that sort of thing. Because yeah, I feel there's a lot of names there that I would have expected that weren't there. We go over to South Sydney. Hiroti played for the All-Stars, the Māori All-Stars this year, obviously. Adam Dewey's destined to be a gun coming through at the Rabbitohs, and then he went to the Tigers, got his money, and just had a few injury troubles. Although I've just realised something that I skipped over very quickly. Jordan Mailata, front rower, just hanging out there in the centres. Super Bowl winning Jordan Mailata is getting around in the most recent Rugby League game. This is showing you how much we need a new Rugby League game. But it's actually sick that you can get Jordan Mailata. I actually might do a career mode if anyone's interested of Jordan Mailata if he had stayed in the NRL and see how good we could get him. Drop a comment down there if you'd like to see that, because I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. Then we got second rower, Keon Kaloamatangi, obviously going on to represent the Blues and that sort of thing. A staple now in the South Sydney Rabbitohs lineups, and just an absolute gun player. Who else we got lingering down in the reserves? Dean Hawkins now obviously over at the Parramatta Eels. Again, not a front rower. This game is so bugged. All right. Now, this one's going to hurt because I'm pretty sure I know a couple of players who are in this lineup at the Dragons. Stephen Masters, Zach Lomax. Yeah, that one hurts a little bit, him leaving. Not the player I actually thought would have hurt leaving. I don't know whether he's down in the reserves a little bit. Tristan Saylor, he was so good when he was a kid. Over in England now, carving it up. Who else we got? A lot of names here that I recognise being from down the south coast. Oh, this one stings. Reece Robson, I don't know why we let him go. Could have definitely used Reece Robson. Obviously now the Dragons have a couple of handy hookers, but Reece Robson is the Blues hooker, and it would have been very, very nice if we had kept him around for a while. See Jai Field there. The one below definitely hurts as well. Ruben Garrick, he would have been very, very handy to hang on to. Obviously he left for Manly and has gone on to do great things. And we got Jackson Ford, of course, as well, who is now at the Warriors. Played really good footy a couple of years ago and now has moved himself into the middle and is a regular in the Warriors side. So, yeah, a few players there the Dragons definitely could have hung on to. Now, the Roosters, not expecting anyone here because we all know that Roosters don't have juniors. Adam Pompey. That's actually quite surprising. I would never have thought that Adam Pompey was cutting about at the Roosters there for a while. Very, very interesting. Actually, this might be one of the years that the Roosters had really good under 20. Sean O'Sullivan and Lockie Lamb. Obviously, both of those two have played a decent amount of first grade. Sean O'Sullivan still cutting his trade. I believe he's still at the Dolphins. Jesse Marshke there as well. 65 rated Jesse Marshke. There you go. Satili Tupanua at 49 rated. That is crazy work. Satili Tupanua, absolute freak. Now, the Doggies, Victor Radley. Yes, he was a hooker back in the day. True, forgot about that. 61 rated. Got pretty good going for the under 20s. Jackson Frey, I believe he's played maybe one game of first grade. Ben Marshke. Who else we got getting around down here? Benny Thomas, I believe, is an absolute... has Ben Thomas played a couple of games of first grade? Absolute New South Wales Cup legend, Ben Thomas. All right, we got one more side to go through, and that is the West Tigers. Let's have a look at their lineup. We have got Canelli Lemuelu as a 5'8". Really? Wow, that's super surprising. Again, don't know how accurate that is. I mean, he's listed here on the wing as well. What is going on? And anyone else that we know of here? Thomas McKaylee, obviously now at the Cowboys, played pretty good footy. I reckon he'll probably get a bit more of a run this year out of the Cowboys, hopefully for McKaylee. Did also debut at the Tigers. Who else have we got getting around down here? No one else really of note from that Tigers side. I feel like the first grade side is the one that will cut up Tigers fans a little bit. But very, very interesting seeing the players that have kicked on. There's probably also a lot of guys here that were really, really rated in the 20s and then just it never really worked out for them. But yeah, let us know in the comments if you want to have a Jordan Mailata free mode. I think that could be pretty fun. And yeah, drop a comment there of the players that you forgot played for your club or wish your club didn't let go. But yeah, this is really exciting to go through and have a look at. I reckon if you guys like this, let's do some more Rugby League Live 4 content and just try and get some hype and building around a new game. Please, Peter V'landys, put some money into generating a new game. It'd be great for the game. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe and like the video and stick around for some more Rugby League content throughout the year 2025. And we'll see you next time.